one of the most complicated and convoluted paradoxes that we have to face while being on the spiritual path is that the harder we try, the harder it is. But the only thing we know how to do is try. So what other alternative is there? Then we hear someone say, well, instead of trying, just surrender. But then we don't know how to surrender without trying to surrender. So we get stuck in a loop. We keep trying to surrender, and then someone says, just let go of the surrendering. But I don't know how to let go of the surrendering because I keep trying to do that. So we get stuck in a loop, and we end up on an infinite tangent of trying. Now, what I'm going to do is just help you understand exactly how to exit this cycle. Imagine the chakra system that you know in the Indian traditions, right? You have the guy who's sitting in this meditation lotus, and you can see the color, this going from the root to the crown, right? Think of the lower three chakras before the heart is the doing chakras. They're the energy. Think of these as energy centers. They're like energies that we do things with or that we do things from. So we reproduce, we eat, we sleep, we build, we maintain physical experience. That's what the lower three chakras are designed to do. They maintain physical experience. You see? They either create physical experience or they release physical experience when we're talking sleep and dream and things like that. And they allow us to sustain it. So it's the energy that makes us build a fire. It's the energy that makes us build a house, build a hut, build a tent, eat food, hunt food, differentiate between poisonous and unhealthy food. That is the energy. And that energy makes us do things. It's doing energy. It's energy that is action in the world. We can call this gross energy. Gross meaning dense energy that creates things in the material world. Now, because that's all we've ever known, we've only ever known those three energy centers. We've only ever known those three intentions. So we can start calling them energy centers now, even though it's kind of relevant. We can start thinking of them as ways of acting, ways of expressing energy, because that's all we're doing in this physical realm. We're expressing energy. It's all energy being expressed. Whether it's sounds, sights, touches, tastes, we are expressing energy. Now, when we're on the spiritual path and we're trying to find something that does not exist in the physical realm, what do you think is going to happen? You're going to do the only thing you've ever been taught to do things, to use physical manifestation energy that does things in the world. But nothing that you can find on the spiritual path exists in the world. So it is impossible for you to do anything with those lower three vibrational energies, which is designed to build and create in the physical world. You know that the only way that you're going to have any sort of spiritual insight is when you stop using those energy centers to do things to build and create in the world. Because that's the type of energy that helps you build a hut, not figure out the nature of reality. So the question is, what do you do then? What energy centers do you use? What intentions do you have? How do you channel that energy in a way that is not going to cause any sort of mistakes on this path? Well, it's very simple. You start using the other energy centers that you have. But the thing is you haven't been taught how to use them yet. You don't know how to use them. You just know, well, I seen them in a spiritual book one time. I seen them on a YouTube video, probably at the start of your spiritual path. You've probably never come into contact with them again, or maybe you have, but you haven't understood it in this way. It's very simple. It starts with your intention. How do you do anything at all? You have an intention. You intend to move your right arm moves. You intend to get a glass of water, the glass of water gets poured. You intend to surf the wave. Hopefully, if you're a good surfer, you surf the wave. You just intend. You just set an intention. Now, the intention is the place from which you can think of it as like, I could just pretend even if I'm completely wrong, just think of it in this way. Pretend your intention is like it's like the seed that takes you in a direction. It's a seed that takes you in a direction. And if you channel the intention downwards, meaning if your intention is to do things in the world, you'll just do things in the world. And you can never find anything. The energy gets taken straight to the world, which you've already done your entire life. If your intention is slightly different, it's going to go in a different direction. Now, what's the intention? The intention that we have on the spiritual path that takes us back into the world, which keeps us in the same cycle, is the intention to remove our suffering by doing things. So I will change my state of mind by doing this. I will change my state of mind by doing that. If I have a new relationship, a car, a spiritual teacher, a book, we associate, I want to change the physical in the physical. That's what that's doing. We are seeking a state. We think that my state of mind is going to change and then I'll be enlightened. And this is just, it's just like banging sticks together and making sound. You're just trying to change something in the physical world with another thing in the physical world. It doesn't happen that way. Obviously, you can see that, right? It's impossible to have any sort of insight from tapping sticks together. That's what this is doing. When you're seeking to change your state of mind by doing something in the world, you are just tapping sticks together. You're just touching physical objects and making sound. It's that pointless. So you know when this intention is going down into the world because you will feel a desire to remove your suffering. It's the only two options. You feel the desire to remove your suffering, and what happens is you instantly try to remove. Think of this energy of removing. It's only in the physical world. It's only in the dimension of things. It's only in the dimension of thoughts, words, sounds, ideas, touches, sensations, and tastes. You're just doing things in the world to change your state of mind. Now, the only other alternative is the best alternative, and it's to simply desire truth. You intend to desire truth. Your attention expands to the desire for truth. This begins to leave this realm of doing things and changing things because you've now entered a dimension where nothing needs to change. And the dimension where nothing needs to change is the dimension where nothing changes, you see? So the dimension where you want to remove your suffering because you don't like your suffering and you want a new state of mind, you're tapping sticks together to make sound. You're doing nothing because you're still doing things with the lower vibrational chakras. You're doing things. If I do this, I change that. If I do this, I change. This is all material stuff, right? But now your intention has gone up. Where's it gone? It's gone towards truth. Where's truth? Truth's the crown chakra, you see, metaphorically speaking. So you've taken a new path. And all of a sudden you go, instead of going back down again to the root chakra, where you mate and breed and eat food and do things, you've gone up. You've gone to the heart chakra because you desire truth. Truth is love. Truth is happiness. You're desiring truth. You're not longer desiring to remove suffering. You're going up in the chakras, which means that you're entering a new experience, literally. This is symbolic of the Kundalini awakening, where your serpent rises towards the truth. A Kundalini awakening is not a full understanding. It's your intention is actually on track to be capable of actually hearing my words. That's what a Kundalini awakening is. It's simply you're now open and receptive enough to the understanding, which previously you weren't, because every time you listened to it, you were thinking, how can this physical thing change my physical state? And it can never do that. So then at the end of the video, you go, oh, well, this was great, but I'm still suffering. What do I do now? And you move on to the next video. You consistently try to remove your suffering by listening to it. You tap in sticks to make sound. You're not doing anything with it, you see? So now you're actually interested in the truth. What happens when you're interested in the truth? You're open to understanding. Your mind isn't closed. You're open to understanding. Once you're open and receptive to understanding, what's the next chakra that comes through? It's the throat chakra, the truth chakra, the chakra of vocal expression, which means you're actually receptive now to embodying that truth. Once that truth has come in, what happens next? You've got the third eye chakra. You're able to have the insight. The insight comes through. Once the insight comes through, it's like you've aligned the chakras. Now you go to the crown chakra, which is not really a crown chakra at all. It's not really a chakra at all. It's like the center point, which comes back down again. So it's like some people, they start here. They have a full intellectual side of chakra and maybe they take psychedelics and they start here. And all of a sudden they start here. They just keep going up and down here and they don't know how to integrate the bottom. They don't know how to integrate the things of doing things in the side of doing things in the world. So what happens is we want to take this path in a sensible way, which is the way that I'm presenting right now, and understand it in these terms. So now Once we desire truth, this desire is a pure desire because it no longer tries to remove things in experience, which means it's on a completely new dimension. So once you see that this natural, curious, passionate desire for truth is able to take you now on this adventure, you notice that your entire experience becomes an exploration. You notice your entire experience becomes more of an art or a science project. You just love it. You're interested in it. You actually care about it. You don't want to change it anymore. You don't think in the same ways. My state of mind's not good enough. I want to get an enlightened one. This regular day-to-day bog standard state of mind is really not doing it for me. Let me find a new one. You're now actually going, oh, this regular bog standard state of mind was very interesting, actually. What is actually containing in it? What's actually going on here? You're interested in it. Only then, when you're that open in, and then suffering arises. You go, oh, suffering. This is so interesting. What's it actually made of? What's going on here? I'm very interested. God, suffering. Jesus Christ, I'm sick of this shit. What am I going to do? Where's the YouTube video? Where's Rupert Spira? Where can I find the nearest thing to relieve my suffering? You're not doing that anymore. That's instantly closing your mind. So now you're in a completely new dimension. You're no longer vibrating in the dimension of tapping sticks to make sound, tapping stones to make fire. You're in the dimension of understanding truth. And only when you make contact with that are you going to be receptive to truth. So what do you do beyond this point? If you've understood what I'm saying right now, you're in a very good place. I recommend actually binging my videos. Some people have said I've been binging your videos, but they're binging it to remove their suffering. Binge it now with a genuine, passionate curiosity of actually understanding truth. And not just my videos, any videos. Your mind is going to be completely open. So things that you've heard before that you wouldn't have heard before are probably going to be completely different to you now, because now you're actually receptive and ripe. The old paradigm, you weren't ripe for understanding. You were still vibrating in the lower dimensions, which is going to keep you stuck there. This video, I am hoping, is going to expand and open you up to being this receptiveness and ripeness. You're like a ripe apple now. You can eat. It's fresh. It's ready. This is you, hopefully, at the end of this video. So if you like the video, I have a retreat at the end of the year. This is happening in Marbella in Spain. I'd love to see you there. I also have a free community. I do free coaching and free content, stuff like that as well, if you want to check that out. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys. I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing you soon. Have an amazing day. Take care.